Welcome to a very short presentation about science from Mrs. Feng. Your students, your children will have me 2 days a week in person and then 3 days a week virtually. So I thought I'd share my virtual classroom as well. This is where students will start to every week, every Wednesday is when we start our week, where they watch a little overview video of the week and then also see a checklist of things they need to do this week. Very short slide about my background. I've been 20 plus years teaching. I've taught grade 3, grade 4, grade 6, kindergarten, and I've also taught adults in Japan and children in Japan, taught them English. So I've had a wide range of grades to teach and topics to teach, but I mostly and love teaching science. It is one of my passions, one of my interests in life. And so I hope that my enthusiasm for learning and questioning in science will carry through for your children as well. This is a year at a very quick glance, very intricate details of what your child is going to be learning this year. There's a quicker overview on the open house slides that just talk about generally what's the topics are for this year. But these are the concepts. They come from the Massachusetts Science State Standards. We'll be doing engineering. We'll be doing units in earth space science, physical science, and in life science, as well as doing the science process skills or the practices of science and engineering that you can see at the top throughout all of our units as well. So my basic expectations this year for success are in the blue box. Being on time for lessons is extremely important. I'm going to do synchronous lessons for science, whether they're home or at school. I expect them to be on time so that we can start on time. And I would like to guide them more. This is it's very different than the March remote learning experience. We count them as part of being in the class, even though they're at home. So being on time is very important. Class participation, which means even just being there online or being in school, but doing pair work or group work or staying online when they're doing activities. That's participation in the class. Major part of grading this year is classwork completion. And that, as you can see on the side, that's going to be about 50% of their grade. Completing their work and turning it in. It's very important that they learn to turn things in. It's the same as doing their homework in the past, but not taking it out of their folder and handing it in. It's considered missing. So it's very easy online in Google Classroom. You just turn it in or mark it as done. Very important. Google Classroom is lovely because they'll remind you that it needs to be turned in, or it will tell you that it's missing. So that is awesome. Following science safety rules in school are going to be very important. Also following directions carefully. We're going to be doing labs this year, and learning how to do labs, you need to know how to follow a procedure very carefully. So that'll be something that's very important for success in science. And then always presenting their best effort, putting forth their best effort, whether it be orally, written, in some kind of performance task, present their best effort, which includes, checking over their writing and making sure that they spell check things. Not not giving me texting writing, but actually writing out sentences. It's important to show their best effort. Grading this year, right now, I'm still sort of figuring out how and this is going, but definitely classwork is going to be a big part of the grade this year. I think for the kids, since they're in twice a week and at home trying to do their classwork, hopefully they're on with me as they're doing it. Um, the classwork is going to be a major part of their grade. Participation is very important, so they need to stay online and participate in their pairs. Their pair activity could be a group meet or a chat online with their online peers, or it could be with somebody in school. So it's really important, this participation. Test quizzes, and I think it's going to be more performance tasks and maybe more quizzes. We'll see how it goes as this model sort of unrolls and unravels and gets sort of more defined as the time goes on. I think that, just quickly for the last piece, just to talk about how to help your child at home. Your child is really moved up more into middle school now. Even though you're in the elementary school, we have to teach them more middle school expectations, and they're ready for them. So, how can you help your child? Basically, provide a really nice, quiet space for your child to work in, if it's possible. I know everyone's home, all the siblings, the parents working. Just try if you can. Um, Making sure that your child gets a good night's sleep is one of the best things you can do, even if it requires taking away technology so they're not on their phones. Um, the, Getting a good night's sleep helps them to deal with the routines we're setting up and the structure, but also helping them to deal with all this uncertainty in life right now. It will help them all around. Um, the third one is to help your child to develop strategies towards independence. I know everyone has done such a great job getting your children through the March remote learning, and it was a lot of hands-on by parents, but we have to start now letting go a little bit more so that they can become independent learners in middle school. So it's important to have your child reach out to their teachers for help. Parents, it's okay to send us emails, but encourage your child to advocate for themselves, because it is really important that they start advocating. Sometimes we can clear up something that you can't solve, and it might be less stress for you in the end. So please try that. They have our emails, and they can G-meet with us, and we're happy to help them. Allow your child to do their own work. This is important. And making mistakes, it's not a bad thing. When you make mistakes, you learn from them. So if we're always correcting things that our children do for them, they don't actually learn it. So it's okay for them to make mistakes and learn from them. Having your child make checklists, this kind of planning and organization. We tend to do things a lot for our children. I know, because I had two young middle school children, and we tend to do things for them. But it's important for them to start to develop their own checklists of things to do. Have your child set timers for class meets. They have a phone or alarm, or get them one of those little egg timers. Have them set timers. If they need a break, great. Set a timer for when the meet happens. Have them get that meet up and then take a break. And then when the timer goes off, they're on time. Um, the next one is about the Aspen student portal. If you have older children, you know about how Aspen works up in the junior, senior high. We do the same thing in 6th grade. As soon as Aspen's portal opens, it hasn't yet, we're going to be inputting all the children's grades, assignments, classwork, all that into Aspen, which the students can check daily. They can check it, and then you have a parent portal access that you'll get that allows you to go in and check all your children. So if you have more than one children from sixth grade up, you can check in there. I think you all probably know that because you guys check, I think parents already check the report cards online. It's the same parent portal. The students just haven't been uploaded yet. So the last one is have your child email teachers if they're going to be late for a meet or they can't make a meeting time, their class time, and they're at home. Please have them email us and tell us why. It's just important for them to learn independence. Number 4 is again about parent portal. Please check that once a week. Once that's up, that is your best friend. It will tell you what they're missing, what's late, and then you can ask them. That is the way we're going to communicate about assignments once this happens, once it opens up. And the last one is help your child develop organizational strategies. Try not to do it for them. Try to have them do it, but you can kind of guide them. It's important that they clean out their folders. It's important that at least once a week, that PACE folder, it's important for them to get the right papers in the right section of their organizers. So I hopefully this will help you a little bit to help your child this year meet success in grade 6. And I look forward to seeing all of you at Open House.